of a earlier period of time because I made a terrible mistake. I fucking accidentally deleted fucking Thunderbolt from my Pikachu like a retard, a complete moron. I wasn't paying attention. I fucking replaced it with agility. I'm retarded. So we're gonna go ahead. We're gonna redo this little section here. As you can see, I got your boy Alakazam. In my mind, he's Alakazam. Don't say Kadabra. That's Ala fucking Kazam. Megamind, your boy Thunderstruck. We Stay Fly, underleveled as fuck. Rock Hard, big old head. King Rhino. Do I have to tell you Nidoking's badass? And your boy Hotfire, Charizard at the helm. So let's go ahead, continue where I left off. I was actually not too far in, but it's just really dumb that I fucking made that mistake. I should probably save intermittently. I mean, I'm playing on PC. There's no reason not to, really. Jesus Christ, this fat fuck will not even let me fucking do any damage. So let's go ahead with underlevel McGee. Let's do some sand attacks because I don't feel like yawning. Let's get 2 sand attacks. All right, we got 2 sand attacks. I think that's good. Let's get Pikachu out here for a fucking paralyze. Come on, dude. 2 sand attacks and this motherfucker couldn't like stop him. Come on, dude. As if it wasn't bad enough you're underleveled. So you do this shit. Let's go ahead. Let's talk. You know what? Fuck it. He's Snorlax. He's level 30. He's big enough to take the fucking double kick. Low key, this ain't gonna kill him. See that? Look at that. Damn, that barely did half. Damn straight, you fucking paralyzed. You better sit there, bitch. Let's do Horn Attack. I feel like Horn Attack is probably... Jesus, that did a lot. Can we get anyone to do enough damage to not kill? Probably this fucking asshole, right? Let's see. Let's do Quick Attack. I just basically want to get him to red. There we go. Cool. So, I'm going to Pokemon. Let me switch because more than likely this fucking asshole will kill Pidgeotto or Pidgeot, whatever the fuck his name is. Let's go to Bag. Let's see if a Great Ball is good enough to catch him. Should be. I mean, motherfucker's paralyzed. Motherfucker's low health. Come on now. Get in the balls, son. Come on now. Stand up, you fat fucking piece of shit. That, dude, I don't know what it is about Snorlax, but that fat piece of shit will get out of balls like no tomorrow. Come on, baby. Get in the ball. Stay in the ball. Whoa, Come on, dude. What the fuck? This guy really used yawn on me, dude. This guy really hit me with the yawn. What a piece of... Damn, dude. This motherfucker's just popping the fuck out. You know what? Can he heal himself? He can heal himself. I'm kind of waiting for him to fucking fall asleep. Nice, I caught him. Nice, nice, nice. I was actually thinking of he could maybe make himself fall asleep. But, fuck it, we did it. So, we got 2. Okay. Fuck, thanks for letting me know. My job has pager duty. If anyone works in software, you probably know what that is. It's basically when you're quote-unquote on call for, like, production disasters. And I actually went off duty this past week. I was on duty, and now I'm off. And I got a fucking text message. I'm like, well, who the fuck has texted me this late at night? Pager duty. What's going on, dude? But yeah, so that's the second Snorlax, which I am not sad about. That seems pretty good. I'm actually going to save the game here at this point. Because there's really no reason not to save. Let's be honest. Like, we're on the PC version of the game. You know what I mean? Like... Might as well fucking take advantage of technology, my boys. So let's go inside this little hut. And who's in here? Oh, this is the fucking creepy guy. This is a dude who's looking to molest kids. I love fishing. Yes, I love fishing too. Give me that fucking rod, buddy. I mean, that fishing rod. I swear I'm not gay, dude. I swear. Thank you. Bye-bye. Oh, wow. First fucking encounter. Oh, yeah, fucking evil static shock. Let's see. I think Psybeam is super effective. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Very nice. Very nice indeed. Damn, this motherfucker's resilient. Look at him. And with that, you're still dead, buddy. So, let's see. What the fuck is that Pokeball? I'm sure I'm going to have to battle this asshole, but it'll be worth it for whatever's in that Pokeball. You never know. It could be a Mewtwo. You never know. Ooh, nice. Fucking... Dude, Kadabra is so fucking good, man. He ain't even like the final evolution. He's just raping motherfuckers. I think Psychic in general is very strong when it comes to special attack. Obviously, against fighting types, it rapes. Can this guy even hurt me? He's a level 24. Let's take out We Stay Fly. This motherfucker needs some levels. Quick attack. How much damage is that? Oh, nice. Okay. Quick attack. Very nice. Very nice indeed. What is he going to send? Magikarp? Bring him, bro. You want to run? If you want me to run a train, I'll run a train. I have no problem with running trains. Choo, choo. Chugga, 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 chugga. Alright. That was unnecessary. Oh yeah, isn't Venonat in here or some shit? Something like that. Venonat. Fuck, I want to catch a Venonat because I caught him and then a fucking... Whoops. Motherfuck you, man. Does Recover get rid of poison? Absolutely not. Why would it? Why would it fucking get rid of poison? You're only healing yourself, right? Fucking asshole. You know what's crazy? If I didn't use Reflect, it would have killed him. I wouldn't be poisoned right now. What the fuck, dude? Alright, Venonat. There we go. Fine, fucking Lee. I cannot use him because low-key Venonat will just fucking die. Let's try We Stay Fi. No lie. We got Gust. Let's do one more Gust, and that should be enough to catch. You know what? Could a Quick Attack kill him? I hope not. Nah, I don't think Quick Attack's gonna kill this motherfucker. Nope. So, we are going to use another Great Ball. We're gonna get this fucking Venonat, and boom. Locked and loaded. Another Slave. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. We got Venonat. I appreciate it very much. Would like to battle. Goldeen. Wonder if Psybeam could kill this bitch. Jesus. Fucking God's here, Pokemon, dude. Only sucks, though, because I'm not really playing this, you know, where I can fucking transfer this and get Alakazam. I'm sure there's some mod or some bullshit since this is on the computer. Roleplay. What does Roleplay do again? Roleplay. The user mimics the foe completely and copies the foe's ability. I think I gave up Reflect before. I'll give up Reflect. Fuck it. Fuck it, dude. Fuck it. Get rid of Reflect. Get Roleplay. I'm sure I will use them both the same amount of times, which is fucking barely any, so no harm, no foul, right? So who's gonna... Damn, Pidgeotto. Fuck. So I'm gonna use Recover to not die. Fucking asshole, dude. Fuck off. Recover again. Okay, now I'm gonna go ahead and send in Pikachu. Because this fucking guy's just in Suicide Jutsu. Come on, man. What the fuck? Why would you use Whirl... So he used Whirlwind when I wanted to switch, which would have been good, but I guess I have bad timing. Yay! Thunderstruck! We did it! I told him, good for a kid. Oh, yeah. It's funny, like I said, I'm re-recording this. So earlier when I saw that, that basically triggered an entire fucking childhood trauma because I was explaining for the people. I don't know if I'll even keep that video up, so maybe I'll pretend like it never happened. Like I said, or not like I said, you know what? That actually reminds me, when I was a child, young, smart, I actually kind of ran into the same thing when it comes to being told you're smart as a kid. Because when I was little, I just was good at reading, good at speaking, you know what I mean, in general, as a kid. So people usually just thought I was smart, which wasn't necessarily a lie. I mean, I wasn't a fucking moron, but I definitely think I was not as smart as I thought I was. Because even when I was younger, like, I remember so many people told me I was smart. So many people told me I'm a fucking genius. Oh, wow, blah, 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 blah. And it didn't get to my head where I'm like, oh my god, I'm a fucking genius. But it definitely did leave a lasting impression where, you know, I think I'm just gonna use Psychic, dude. Fuck it. Where I was like really, you know, feeling like I was a fucking smart guy. And this was alright, although, like I mentioned, in high school it's kind of a negative effect because in high school, I remember when I went to high school, like, one of my teachers, like, when I went there, she was nice, but she went to Genjutsu because she thought I was, like, smart, like, a gifted individual, and she's like, you know, I want to make sure that the class is, not too easy, that you feel comfortable, that this isn't, just easy shit, da 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 da. Hopefully the rock throw doesn't be nice. So, from teachers and individuals, I've gotten that kind of treatment at some point in time as a child where you're like, oh, wow, you're a smart kid, blah, blah, blah. Which is, I don't know, I feel like it's kind of detrimental to a degree because it helped me reinforce negative behavior. So, for example, when I was younger in high school, I was just about a fucking moron because I did really dumb shit and thought it was good to do. So, for example, like, well, it wasn't really terrible, but it was pretty dumb, was in high school, I had terrible, when I say terrible, I mean absolutely, positively dog shit study habits. Let me save the game while I'm saying this, because there's no reason not to. I remember for high school, I would literally, for any test, any quiz, whatever the fuck it was, I would just show up without looking at the homework, without reviewing anything, and just go in and be like, yeah, here we go. This is how you take a test. You show up, you do the homework, a week ago, whatever the fuck it was. It's still stuck in your head magically, and, you're good. You don't need to study anything. Which ended up being the case for some classes that were easier for me. So, for example, English, history, shit like that was pretty straightforward and pretty easy for me when I was in high school. And I was just like, whatever, this is fucking easy. I don't need to study anything. I don't need to do anything. I just show up, bada bing, bada boom, and I'm gone. The only thing that did not work for was math. Math did not work that way at all. Math used to rate me. The most I would get was a B, and the reason why I'd get a B is because I would do all the homework on time, participate in class, and pretty much do like 100% everywhere else, and then do like 60% on tests, and then that averaged out to a B basically. And the reason why I did that is because I just had really shit study habits. So to give you an example, like in college, the way I would study for a math exam is completely different than what I did in high school, where, yeah, I did homework in both cases, absolutely. In college, I think the quality of the homework was a lot better because, well, let's do counter. Let's see. Counter did nothing. Fucking shit. Self-destruct, chill. Let's see, can Paralyze ever go... This fucking guy, dude. Oh, man. You know what? It's time for Charizard to rain some fucking hell out here, dude, because these guys are pissing me the fuck off. But yeah, to give you an example of in high school, a bad example of studying is that I was literally just showing up and taking exams without doing any of the review, wouldn't look at anything to study, would just fucking show up and be like, yeah, this is how you do it. And for English, like I said, English and history, straightforward, usually did do okay, where I did not fail. But then in cases of things like math, it was just absolutely terrible, and it was really bad from a cognitive standpoint because I was not learning the way I should be learning and not taking in information the way I should have been. So, to give you an example, probably a pretty typical correct, I don't want to say correct way to study, but I definitely feel like it's more of the expected ways that, at least for math, you gotta do the homework. If you don't do homework, especially in college, first of all, you're an asshole. Second of all, you're failing. And then for, the tests in general, you want to do the homework. You want to review that homework. And then not only review that homework, review if your professor actually gives you a study guide, review that. If they give you any specific notes or hints, review that. You know what I mean? It's common sense, but I did not do that in high school. Like in high school, it was just like fucking terrible. And I have like a somewhat of a shitty education background because when I was younger, basically my parents were in Izanami, and they're like, yo, we need to make sure that we send him to a nice religious school. Gotta be religious. So for a period of time, I was either homeschooled or I was in some genjutsu fucking religious school. Which isn't terrible. I'm not trying to say it was fucking the worst, but it definitely was a lot more ass than like most other Jesus Christ, man. This Pidgeot cannot get fucking anything going. Fuck, man, getting raped out here. So I had somewhat of an ass education background. The reason why I mention this is because it didn't get much better when I went to high school because, at least especially in math, I was always terribly weak in. And then in high school, it didn't really get much stronger because my first math teacher as a freshman in high school was just fucking cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. She was just off the fucking wall. She would regularly come to class, cry, scream, get really upset when we would fail exams and just go into genjutsu and start, crying or whatever bullshit. Let's go ahead and rock slide this motherfucker. And she was just really bad in general. Like, she would do shit that you really shouldn't do to kids. Like, I remember she fucking lowered my self-esteem even lower than it already was, because I've always been low self-esteem McGee. I remember one time I was taking a quiz or a test or something, and I was taking, like, again, I was dumb as shit, granted, yeah, but I was literally just taking 2 minutes to start a problem on the sheet of paper, and she was sitting next to me, and she was paying attention to what I was doing, and at some point, like, literally it was 2 minutes, I didn't fucking finish, and she just takes the fucking paper away, and she's like, if you cannot solve this simple problem, you will never make it in college. She just takes the paper, crumples it up, and I'm like, first of all, thanks, I appreciate it, my self-esteem appreciates it, okay. Second of all, fuck you. Third of all, a boo-hoo-hoo, because what the fuck, my self-esteem's already low, now you're making it even lower. But after that, she eventually got fired, left, whatever the fuck happened. And then we eventually got some Indian fucking guy, some random Indian dude, who, he probably wasn't a terrible teacher, but no one understood what the fuck he was saying. I mean, come on, dude, it was high school. Like, you're not supposed to have a professor you don't understand until you hit college. That's when you can actually, like, realize that, fucking work through the accent. Don't worry about it. Just fucking pay attention. And then for, let's see. Let's do Gust. Nice. Fucking stun spore. Holy shit. Another artist. Let's do acid. Not acid. Let's actually swap because these guys are fucking dickheads, man. These are tough trainers, man. Like, they have asshole movesets. What the fuck? What the fuck? So we had some Indian dude after that, but then after that, our third teacher that came along, he was like a fucking godsend, dude. First of all, that school did not fucking deserve him. We as students did not fucking deserve him because we were just about as dumb as a fucking doorknob, like, real talk. And then, the staff didn't pay him that much. It was just like a foo-foo-doo-foo fucking school. But he was a nice guy. Again, he was a professor. He low-key's like, you know what, let me help these fucking retarded kids. If you ever seen Stand and Deliver, it was pretty much that, except with a black teacher instead of black students. And that's pretty much the only difference. Like, everything else was the same, except we might have been dumber, honestly. We might have been even fucking stupider. Because I still remember, like, when it came to that math teacher, dude, again, like, he was way better than what we fucking deserved. But at the same time, he was, like, as good as he wasn't a substitute for all the fucking shit we missed already. Because we were dumb as dog shit, and the basics were not even in place. Because he would regularly give us notes. He would write the notes himself, God-tier notes. He would regularly give us fucking information, and we would just be like, all right, cool, nice to know. And then before the test, we wouldn't look at it. We wouldn't fucking study it. We'd just be like, okay, information exists. What the fuck do I do with it? Do I read it and take it in, or do I just fucking stare at him like a fucking asshole? It was usually option 2. Let's see, Thunderwave. Stun this bitch. Let's see. Let's get the Rhino out. Let's get the fucking kicks going. I wonder if Dig will do anything. Oh, damn, Dig did a decent amount. What? Sleep? Motherfucker, what the fuck? Get up. Get up, boy! Get up! So yeah, like I was saying, I was dumb as shit. My classmates were dumb as shit. And what ended up happening is that we would regularly take tests, and we would regularly fail them, and our teacher would regularly be like, what the fuck, why are these kids so fucking dumb? And he would basically, his solution was, listen, these kids are literally fucking dumb. I don't understand how they're this fucking dumb. But you know what? He would tell us after we failed the test, he'd go, listen, grab your books, we go into the cafeteria. So we'd go to the cafeteria, we'd bring our books, and he would let us do the exam again, but with our books. And now this, just what I'm about to say shows you how dumb we are, right? So he goes, yeah, go ahead, you know what I mean? The books, bada bing, bada boom, and we would still ask him fucking questions. The formula would be right there on the fucking piece of paper, on the page, and we go, how do we do this? What are we supposed to do here? Like, the fucking problem would be like, find the fucking, area of a circle, there's the fucking formula sitting right in front of us, and we just go, I don't understand. What is X? What is Y? What the fuck am I supposed to do here? And eventually he just let us work together, which actually had a negative effect because instead of it was just being one stupid person, it was now a league of morons fucking working together and failing together. And it was really crazy how fucking dumb we were. And I really don't understand how I was that dumb because, when it comes to basics of algebra and, just using a formula, like, what the fuck? Like, just look, the worst case scenario, just plug the numbers in where you think it makes sense and then fucking figure it out. But we really were just fucking dangerously stupid, dude. Like, it's crazy that I fucking survived that shit and made it to college. And honestly, I've said this multiple times, but college really is the time where I think it's a fresh start. I mean, that's something that my dad always used to tell me. He always used to say when I was younger, like, listen, going from fucking, 7th grade to 8th grade, from, middle school to high school, he's like, listen, going from now, these next 4 years, all that matters. The past doesn't matter, the future's what matters. Which was true, and I did a pretty good job in high school. I did a really fucking good job in college because I got way better study habits. And I wonder if magnitude works on him, even though he's floating. No, it doesn't work on him. Fuck. Let's go ahead and let's get him and do a psychic move. And Psybeam, please don't miss. Thank you. But yeah, that really is true. Like, I'm just gonna let whoever the fuck is dying, let him die. Did I fight these guys already? No, I did not. Who is it? It is... Oh, okay. So let's do Fly on Charmander, and let's do Thunderbolt on Charmander, and go. Nice. This Fly's gonna fucking end his fucking career. Let's see. What are we doing? Let's do Fly on Squirtle and Thunderbolt on Squirtle. And he's fucking dead. But yeah, that really is true. If you're someone who's in high school and you're having a hard time, you're going to college, it's literally a fresh beginning. Like, you can literally redefine, it's a fresh beginning in that your GPA doesn't carry over. It's a brand new opportunity to basically get a new GPA and a new, record of history. But also literally starting over, meaning you're a freshman, right? And when you're a freshman in college, believe it or not, you could, without very strong education, go to, a college and from a freshman get enough information where you can basically get better at subjects and do a lot better. Because I was complete and utter dog shit when it came to mathematics, and it wasn't until I went to college that I really started to become better. And if it wasn't for college, I'd probably still be a fucking absolute moron. But it definitely did help, and it definitely did do a good thing. But even going back to the original point of, when you're a kid and you think you're smart and, sometimes you think you're smart and you do something and it works for years and years and years, and then all of a sudden you're presented with an obstacle that you do the same bullshit solution and it doesn't work out the same way, and it fails. It's something that takes time to understand and something that you need to become better at and something that you need to rebuild yourself as and not be a complete and utter moron. Because again, like I said, I finally became a little bit better in math when I went to college, but that was not completely the case from day one as a freshman, because as a matter of fact, not only did I not do so great as a freshman in math, I did not do so great as a freshman with English, whereas in fucking, Jesus Christ, dude, we stay for like just got fucking rocked. Let's do Psychic. Psychic's gonna absolutely rape everyone here. Ice Punch, Jesus. No, not Roleplay Psybeam. And then Thunderbolt. Yep, you ain't gonna survive this one, boys. Jesus, he's strong. Fucking asshole. But yeah, I actually went to college, and I did really, really poorly when it came to, obviously math, because I was always asked. What surprised me at the time was English. I did really bad at English. I actually failed English. I got an F, or a D, or some bullshit. Something where you couldn't go forward with the grade. And I was surprised. I'm like, I don't get it. Blah, 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 blah. And I'll be honest, my teacher at the time in freshman year, I was a fucking idiot, but she was kind of a moron too and pretty dumb, because she would regularly say negative shit to me that at the time I kind of was like, okay, fair enough. But I think she was wrong. I think she was right in the degree I was a fucking moron, but wrong in the advice she was giving me because she would give me fucking advice. Like, I'd go to her outside of office hours and I'd be like, okay, what am I doing wrong? What should I do? And she'd be like, and this is what she said. She said, oh, I think you're using words that you may not know. Like, you use words like assimilate or coagulate. And I used them in correct, terms and context. And I'm like, okay, I'll try not to do that, blah, blah, blah. And she just gave me weird advice that was not helpful and was not really the issue. The biggest issue was what I figured out the next semester. I took the same class again with a different professor. And the biggest issue for me was that I did not address the question using the source material, which is the biggest thing when it comes to college essays. College English in general is basically proving you read the shit. You can use the shit you read to basically structure your argument and support your argument. And that is what really helped me write good essays eventually. And it's funny because I think that essays ended up being like the easiest fucking thing ever after I figured out like literally you structure the shit the same way every single time. The whole point is to basically support your argument with what you read and use the citations and sources to guide your argument as opposed to just making an opinion or saying something and then running off with it, which is what I did that freshman year. And that was the biggest problem. The biggest problem was that I was just saying shit. Like, fucking, I'll read a fucking paper about Martin Luther King and how he used the bus boycott and fucking, what was it, come on, dude, what the fuck was it? Alabama, what? The Montgomery bus boycott, I believe it was Montgomery, to basically use that as a political tool, civil disobedience, da-da-da, and then I'd go into the fucking test or write the essay and be like, yeah, Martin Luther King was great, he fucking did this and that, and I have a dream, and fucking anything to do with what the fuck I read, which ended up getting me, costing me points, which ended up making me a fucking moron, and I really didn't learn from it. And eventually I became a lot better when it came to shit like that, which was a good thing, but at the same time it kind of sucked that it took me that amount of time to understand it, because it really shouldn't have taken me that long, considering that I was, quote-unquote, already good in English. I really wasn't. Again, that's the whole point. When it came to English in high school, coincidentally, what I was doing was working, but in high school I was not learning. There's a difference between doing well and learning. So if you ever do something and you do it right the first time over and over and you kind of don't know what you're doing, that's kind of bad to be in that situation, because from failure, that's where you really learn. When you fail at something and then figure out what you did wrong, that's a big moment where you can basically say, okay, I'm fucking retarded for doing this and thinking this and doing this way, but now I figured out that I can do this that way. It's basically a moment where you actually learning, and when you learn certain things, it actually helps you learn other things. So I would rather not know something completely and learn it than, magically. Some people would be like, oh, I'm just good at math. There's no such thing as a person being just good at math. It just so happens some people had better parents or better teachers or some type of better foundation to help them when it comes to mathematics and, information. Of course, there's people who are like, fucking autistic and like super geniuses and, they sleep and fucking see numbers, granted, but I would imagine most people, it's just the case that you had a better foundation and was easier to get into. But yeah, so like I was saying, I actually failed English. I ended up going back, doing a much better job, learning, and then from there building on it. Actually, after that F, every single class I ever took with writing, I never got lower than an A. And what's funny is that I actually technically failed algebra as well. The reason why I say technically is because in school, in that college, basically they have a rule that, say, if I take math freshman year, right, for the first freshman semester, and say I want to skip the next one and then come back to it, they don't let you do that. If you are an undergrad and you take algebra, you better take fucking, pre-calc or whatever the fuck next semester, otherwise you're going to get an F in algebra. I didn't know that. I didn't realize that. And at the time, I was so scared of failure in math. I'm like, you know what? I should just not take math this semester, focus on these classes, da-da-da-da, this, that, third. What ended up happening was I just fucking failed anyway, and I looked like a complete fucking moron. So I ended up failing, technically, algebra in college, which, you know what, actually was a really good thing in hindsight. I'm going to sound like a fucking white parent when I say this, but, again, the whole point of failure is that it helps you. It basically makes you realize what you did wrong and how to not be a moron. And one thing I did do wrong when I went to college, again, like I said, I kept the same bullshit study tactics, and those study tactics were really non-existent. It was just me being an asshole and going, you know what, I'll just fucking show up and not study. And for algebra, I think I got either a B or a C, something like that. But it was way lower than what it could have been, and it was just shitty study habits. So when I technically failed that class and had to go back and take it, I took it a second time around, and I said, you know what? And this is really, I think this was a very formative moment for me, and something that's I'm happy I did this. I'm really happy I did this, because it was definitely a moment where I cut out the bullshit and tried to, make the best of a bad situation. I said, listen, I'm taking this class again, right? And let's be honest, I didn't really try last semester. Like, I didn't really fucking study the way I should have studied. Like, I don't really know how to study in the terms of, at that time, I just wasn't that good at studying. But I was like, let's be fucking honest. And I think another thing is, when it comes to honesty and who you are and who you want to be, at the time, I was really scared of math, to be completely honest with you. When I say scared, I mean terrified of, what does it say? Wing attack? Is wing attack worth it? Delete a move to make room for wing attack? Yeah, sure. What should we delete? Wing attack? Oh, that's what Charizard has. Might as well get rid of Gus. It's the same shit, but better. Cool. Yeah, at the time, I basically had a moment where I had, a moment of honesty, and I was completely terrified of math, and I was actually considering majoring social work, and social work is fine. There's nothing wrong with social work. Granted, it's not objectively speaking, I don't think it's as secure as computer science. It doesn't have as many job prospects. The benefits aren't as good as where I live and what jobs I have, so I like computer science. And again, it's whatever you like, you know what I mean? Like, if you're a social worker and you get paid less, who gives a fuck? Whatever. You only live for so long. But point I'm trying to make is that I was like, you know what? I'll just be a social worker, because I wanted to get out of math. I didn't want to do math. I didn't want to fucking learn it. I was scared. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to fucking fail. I'm an idiot. So I purposely avoided social work. Purposely avoided math, and then was thinking of doing social work. And then I signed up for my first social work class, and I'm like, you know what? I'm going to do it, social work. Let me take the class. And I went to the class, and it was, I either went to the class or read the syllabus, and it was so easy. Like, it was literally, quote unquote, the easy way out. I remember the first assignment was, think of a time you helped a friend whenever they were in need. Explain how they felt, how it made you feel. But you know what I mean? Like, fucking 8th grade bullshit. You know what I mean? If you like that, there's nothing wrong with that. But again, I was just trying to get out of the hard shit. So I had a moment where I'm like, I hate easy shit. What the fuck? On 50 species, let's see. Did I get 50 species? Fuck you, man. EXP share, fuck, I need that. Alright, I gotta remember this fucking asshole's here. I was like, fuck, this is really easy. This is extremely easy. And I kind of had a moment where in high school I always hated really easy shit. Like, I would just get bored. It was fucking draining. It was so stupid. And I hated it. And I really was just like, you know what? Fuck this. I'm going to stop being a pussy. I'm going to fucking make sure I know what the fuck I'm doing. I'm going to actually study. And that coincided with me failing my my algebra course. It was around the same time. So I retook my algebra course. I actually fucking studied. I got an A in the class. I had a ridiculously good foundation in algebra, which then led into a really good foundation in pre-calc, which then led into an even better foundation for calculus. And once you have a good foundation in calculus, it's fucking over. You might as well become a fucking math major, because calculus is fucking everywhere. And from there, literally after that, the lowest grade I ever got was a B plus in pre-calc when it came to math. And the reason why I got a B plus in pre-calc is because I was taking 26 credits that semester. I took too much. But the point I'm trying to make is I went from a complete fucking moron pussy boy who didn't want to fucking take math because I was scared of failure, to a mathematic mega mind who can only be stopped by the financial worries of my family. Because honestly, if it wasn't for money, I'd probably still be in school trying to become a fucking mastermind or a PhD fucking mongoloid. Either way, point I'm trying to make is be true to yourself. Try to do what you like. Try to figure out what you want. And if you're trying to run away from your problems, realize that no matter how much you try to run away, you're gonna end up eventually realizing that you're a fucking asshole at the end of the day.